What's up, SNA Assassinators? This is Super Ninja Austin back here with another video, and I hope y'all are having a very phenomenal Tuesday evening. And we're here today to talk about what exactly went down on NXT on the yellow and silver brand, and yeah, and they have everything all stacked and ready to go for next week's Madison Square Garden Roadblock show, like from I'll say from TNA Tag Team Championship match to winner takes all women's championship match and NXT championship match, which should have been a title for title match as well. Like all very, I'll say, well investively, I'll say, interested thing, like just to watch. And they also got a match that's going to be announced for that they announced for the week after show, like which is going to be stipulated, of course. And I thought this was going to be I thought it was going to be on the Roadblock show, but I'm not sure if it's fortunate or unfortunately, but it is very intriguing, like considering the fact that one of the guys are teasing a heel turn, and we also got like some animosity with a former females champion that does not like the title for title unification match, and we got some pretty good matches. I'll say a favorite match of the night. To pick one. I'll say probably the. Trying to think. I'll say. I'll say probably the main event, like because it was just had a shocking twist on who walked out as your North American champion. We're doing the show like their last show, which was their NXT last week when they were in the worst city of the United States, and that is Cincinnati. And this is where then they show everything, like all the cool elements though, for the match at Roadblock, which is probably gonna be 10 times better because they will be in the big city of NYC for the what's called Madison Square Garden in the theater. But let's get things started. Here's a tag team match, which I was not expecting the two that that challenge for a fight was going to take the W. And yeah, it was Zarya and Soruka taking on Chelsea Green and Piper Niven. Like, and yet, despite it, like this match was totally fantastic. I'll say it just shows you that like I'm gonna keep saying this and probably until the day I die, and that is NXT has the best women's division in the planet of pro wrestling, and this is where then we got things start off with the two powerhouses of the Australian Azaria and the Scottish bulldozer of Piper Niven. That's what she was out to choke her, like it's like on the cutscene on WWE 2K24's Universe mode, like which happened like when she had the lights turned off, like if she's the Undertaker, like choke slamming Fallon Henley in the process. Well, that's because like she's a creation community downloadable character that you could do that you could pick on creation community. That's where we got what's his name? Piper didn't go for a shoulder tackle, but Zarya tried to pick her up after she did not fall down. Tried to go for a Samoan drop, but it's where Piper goes for a clothesline. But it's where we got Zarya blocked it. She go for a clothesline on her own, but it's where Piper blocked that. But it's where they try to hit each other with a headbutt, but that ends up backfiring on one another. It's where they try to go for a double clothesline with them going to their respective sides on the left side and the right side corner near the rope. Then they try to go for clothesline, but it's where Piper Niven won the battle because she knocks down the former Delta. This is where she started taunting right in the middle of the ring until Zarya got right behind her. This is where she immediately closed on her from behind. This is where she dusted her shoulder off right into Chelsea Green's direction. Then she's tagging Soruka, try to go versus Springboard Frog Splash, but he ends up missing Piper when she rolled right out of the way. This is where she did her face first, right onto the into the what they call the turnbuckle pad. And also that NXT also had a little press conference for some of their wrestlers backstage, like before their big event in Madison Square Garden next week at the Garden. But yeah, it was with Nathan Frazier and Axiom got things started. Like they were doing the press conference the whole night, like during the show was on the air. But it's where we got sneak peek, like by Vic Joseph of pointing out uh, Fraxium has a Fraxium was on a Fraxium was on a press conference, like kind of kind of then the press conference. But this is where we got Soruka goes for the super kick. This is where she tried to go for a pin, but unfortunately got her only a 2.6. This is where then Soruka's like, all right, if I can't yeah, care for myself. Like I'm gonna have to tag her in, but Chelsea Green stopped her and then put her in her corner to tag in. What's her name? Piper Niven. But once Piper Niven tried to go for the tag, we got Soul dodged out of the way. Finally tags her partner. What's her name? Zarya. And I was like, finally, like a babyface team that's not looking weak whatsoever in a tag team match. But this is where we got. So Ruka hit a big pump kick while So Ruka goes for a middle drop kick. Like after that, like it went what's her name? What's her hit a chop block? What's her name? Miss Zarya, like from behind, like tripping over Piper in the process. Then we got what's her name? Chelsea Green to try to go for cool down onto Zarya, but Zarya flips her right over off the top rope. Then Chelsea hits her, trips her down right underneath the rope, feds her face first right into the hard spot of the ring, which Chelsea Green must watch Simon Miller's videos. But this is where we got So Ruka then go for a crossbody. Then So Ruka's like, yeah, that's what I'm talking about. Like, yeah, like that's how you get it done. But it's where Piper then hit a cannonball right onto the duo. Like, this was I know this is how you do it. Yeah, like. And this is where she was like, it's been a while since I've been into this brand, like, especially when they used to have the United Kingdom version. But that's where Piper then was reassuring that to her partner Chelsea that everything's gonna be fine. This is where Piper starts shoulder bumping what's her name, like Zarya, right directly in the midsection. This is where then we got under putting her right into the corner in the bottom right corner side. And so Ruka hits her face first right into the turnbuckle there. This is where we got her tagging in. What's her name? Like right into the middle of the ring. This is where we got Chelsea Green start hitting her right into her back. This is where on the Soul Ruka. This is where then got Chelsea start putting her in the midsection. She reach for a tag right into the upper left side. But this is where Chelsea was still hanging on to. This is where Booker T described it as a master class of the residential Karen, where they're trying to go for right hands after right hands. But this is where Chelsea Green finally hits her with a strike. This is where she tags in Piper. Piper grabbed onto her leg, but this is where Soruka then got back up on her energy in her feet. She had to step up in Sagiri. This is where she tried to go for a pin, but this is where we got Soruka gets kicked right into the midsection, like ow, and then this is where this is where we got Piper Niven then slit her throat like it like basically like The Rock did, like the told Johnson and now for a Q. And also like the Undertaker, of course, with his iconic like what they call it's soul snatching gimmick. But this is where he does the "you will rest in peace" gesture. This is where she ends up getting Eddie Geary kicked by Soul. This is where Souls and thought she got the hot tag to Zarya, but until like Chelsea Green then trips her over, like and not give her the hot tag with her interfering. This is where Chelsea's partner Piper to go for a splash, like boom, and this is where she had to right in her back. This is where she tossed her right to the bottom right corner side. This is where Chelsea Green like, all right, now's my chance to get tagged. This is where Piper goes for a splash and tags in Chelsea. And where we got Piper put Soul right into the bottom right corner's top turnbuckle. Then we got Chelsea try to go for like some kind of a Spanish fly maneuver, whatever it's called. But this is where we got again kicked by So Ruka right into her partner Piper. She hits a crossbody. Then she goes for a tag to Zarya. This is where Zarya goes for pump boot right into the face of Piper. Then go for a close down to Chelsea. But it's where Chelsea tried to block her, but she ends up German suplexing her. It's where we got Zarya goes for another close on onto Piper, along with another German suplex onto Chelsea, which to make things in a very good balanced what's it called pattern. This is where we got her try to go for a German suplex next to Piper, which that probably wasn't the smart idea at the time, but she bounced back when she got elbowed by Piper right towards the left side. She bounced right back there, hit a spear. Then She like, okay, now it's your turn, Chelsea. And then this is where she goes for a spear onto the residential Karen. This is where the we got the Australian Warrior to try to go for a pin, but the current women's United States champion got her leg right onto the ropes. This is where we got. And this is where fans are chanting for Zarya. This is where. And that's where we got Piper Niven trying to come in and interfere when Zarya tried to go for a finisher. But luckily, so Rico was there trying to go for a favorite. But this is where she ends up with Zarya. But Piper, like, dude, Zarya right into Chelsea Green hit a face breaker. Then Piper Niven go for what's they called? What's that called? Senton. But I don't know what happened next. When Chelsea Green tried to go for a pin. But Zarya still kicked out at 2.7 with Chelsea Green screaming on the top of her lungs, no. And yeah, you can see clearly her nose was bleeding out. I mean, her mouth, her nose was bleeding out of her nostrils, which I don't know how did she got busted open in the hard place. And it kind of shows the sign that what we could see on WWE 2K25 as well, because WWE game developers point out that there will be this kind of elements that the latest elements that we're going to be seeing, and probably we haven't seen ever, like with women get busted open. Then we got here's where we got what's her name, Zarya goes for electric chair maneuver, while Sorika goes for a moonsault. This is where we got her try to go for a pin. But this is where we got 1 and 2, but Piper Niven try to go for a splash. But this is where we got Piper Niven go splash, and this is where it's like, no, and this is where Zarya's like, now's my chance. This is where she goes for a wrist lock into a Samoan drop. Well, let's say Zarya's not Samoan, so I guess it's called the Aussie drop. But this is where she turned, but she's like, I have a better idea. She didn't turn it to an F5 or an F10, considering she was still standing when she knocked out Piper. Then Sorika they went right to the right side while the fans were chanting "Holy Sugar Honey Iced Tea." Too bad they didn't uncensored it like the other company and Raw on Netflix, and then the PLEs on Peacock. Well, at least in America, of course. Well, everything's on Netflix in the international market. But Sorika hits the Soul Snatcher right onto the what's her name, to Chelsea Green, goes for the pin for the 1, 2, 3, and the winner of this match, Sorika and Zarya. And then a big congratulations to the duo, and hopefully they do bring back the NXT Women's Tag Team Championship, because my candidates for that division is these two fierce ladies that know how to put other female duos in their place, like they just did with Piper and Chelsea tonight. And let's hope that they continue these reign, and then they finally ask the WWE management to bring back the women's tag team so they can elevate as the big time as future big time stars that they're going to be planning on being for probably many more years to come. But this is where Piper Niven's like, I'm so sorry for Splash. No, you just where it shows up. No, it's not your fault. It was I know that it was that wretched, what's her name? Zarya that had to move out of the way, right on the wrong place at the wrong time. But this is where we got, but this is where we move on. We got Jordy and Grace finally met up with Ava, about her being having a match with Roxanne. But this ends up being interrupted by Cora Jade. But let me know in the comments down below what your thoughts on the match. If I had to pick, I'll say this will probably be maybe the silver trophy of the night. Yeah. And it's been a while since I made the opener, the silver trophy. But it's because, normally, for the past couple of nights, whether if it's in WWE or in the other company, normally the openers are not really as good as any other match on the mid card. Lately, correct me if I'm wrong, Assassinators, at least on SNA's take, of course. But anyway, this is where we got Cora Jade interrupted. This is where, that NXT. I'm gonna make she was I see what you're doing. You're trying to show that you earned yourself a spot for the NXT Women's Championship, and also for your information, I'm gonna make a better NXT Women's Championship. Yes. Excuse me for a moment. Yo, get your way, buddy. Nicely. Ask him again. What do you want the Super Ninja Austin to do? Lift it. And put it in my bedroom. Put it in the room? Okay. And what do you tell him? Yeah, no problem, Birdie Bird. Talk to people like that, Trey. Yeah, that's rude, Trey. You can't be talking to people like that. You can't talk like that to people in public either, Trey. Yeah. But anyways, assassinators, this is where we got Cora Jay's like, yeah, that NXT Women's Championship would look pretty better on me, especially especially when it is me. And then this is where then Jordan Grace listen there, little girl. That's what Jordan Grace told Cora. This was the day that you win that NXT, when I get a shot, if I don't get a shot at the NXT, this is where then Ava to try to break things up, which was probably for the best, but this is where she was like, yeah, and how about let's settle this conflict? How about y'all settle this conflict in the ring, what grapplers normally would do? This is where Cora Jade agreed, and yeah, man, it was not gonna look pretty for Cora. It's probably be the most regrettable decision that she probably ever made. But moving on, we got and then the other women's match. It seemed the women's revolution in wrestling, period, in general, is definitely where it needs to be. I would totally would agree on that. If anybody asked me, is that the case? Yes, that's an accurate case. But that's where we got Trick Williams start arguing with Ava about getting another shot at the NXT Women's Champion. The women's NXT Men's Championship. This is where I told you for the 7th millionth time. I'm not gonna give you the shot when you haven't earned it. This is where the Trick was like, oh, but you would give shots to Eddie Thorpe and even Moose that would give that don't even did anything much to only I didn't do much into the NXT did not do much in the NXT roster, but still you reward them and for a shot. But it's where then we got what's their names? Kale Dixon and what's the other guy's name is? This is where they're telling chill out, Trick. Uriah Connors and Kale Dixon. This is where they gave a little bit of I'll say some office supplies gift basket. This is where Trick Williams you take the school supplies back once I'm done discussing my business to Ava here. And this is where then they're like, calm down, Brochacho. We're just here to give Ava a gift. And this is where the Trick was like that stuttered, I don't think so. Go. And this was if you want to do anything, do anybody a favor, why don't you go ask your new teacher, Andre Chase, and bother him? This is where then there's this is where then what's his name? Uriah Connors oh, you want to talk about Mr. Chase, huh? To Kel Dixon. Then the Kel Dixon yeah, you're really the reason why, he had to put his university in the line in the first place, which that's facts, but maybe not the right time to put. Mr. Trick Williams, oh, am I? How about I find out tonight? If I'm the reason why that Chase U was no more, and the university had to go out of business. It's where then what's his name? Ava was trying to calm Trick down by telling him to let him go and she book a match. As long as you let him go and not kill the man, and let's just say that match didn't work. Went as go according to plan, just like the women's match of Jordan Grace and Cora Jade. They got a couple of these matches, and I feel sorry for them. Well, one of them was probably legitimately had to be stopped, but the other one was probably all part of a storyline just to put the other over. But anyways, let's get started with the most heated rivalry of the women's division, and that is Jada Parker taking on Kalani Jordan, when Jada Parker picks her up like she's about to spine bust her, but lands her right to the bottom left side, spearing her right to the back of into the bottom left corner side is where she dropped. This is where she throw it right to the upper right corner side. This is where them. This is where then we got what's her name? Connie Jordan then leap dodges over the bottom right corner side. This is where she hits a drop kick onto what's her name after ducking out of her clothesline. Miss Parker, which everybody likes calling Jada Parker. This is where then we got Kalani Jordan spearing the ribs right inside out of what's her name? Out of I said her name. Jada Parker's torso. This is where she snapmares her down. This is where she gotta go for a pin, but Jada Parker would not take a 3 for an answer. Actually, she only took like 2.3. But this is where then we got Kalani Jordan go for a wrist lock. Then she started snapping it down. This is where like it didn't snap though, because because what's her name got a tricep of steels. Miss Parker. This is where she go for what's that called? I go for what's that, a little side like arm dragging what's that called, arm dragging, what's that, pinfall like into a schoolgirl, which is the most devastating move in all pro wrestling. This is where then she was still at her arm until Jada then throws her right to the right corner side to the left side. This is where she hits a right hand right into the face. This is where we got Parker then run right to the right corner side. This is where she gets slided by Kalani, but this is where Kalani gotta go for a clothesline. She was like, that's how you get it done. And this is where we got Lonnie again. Picks up Jada. This is where we got. And then she throw right to the right corner side. This is where she gets hit with a big old right forearm right to the face. This is where we got Jada Parker then throws her right into the right corner side. Like she's about to hit a draping vintage spike DDT. But this is where we got Jada Parker goes for a running hip attack, but this is where she ends up getting double stomp right into her back right after Kalani Jordan dodges out of the way. This is where then she goes for a springboard moonsault, knocks her off into the outside. This is where Kalani Jordan throws Jada right back in the ring. This is where we got Kalani Jordan then going for a crossbody with Jada Parker was in a snapmare sit out position, but still it did not get her the 3 count. Like anything is like 2.4, but this is where we got Kalani then still was not giving up trying. This is where however, we got Jada Parker then eyes went right to the right, the left corner side. This is where then they start playing outsmart running game until what's her name? Jada Parker won when she went and outsmarted her right to the left side and hit a shoulder tackle. Then she tried to grab on the legs of Kalani once she tried to stop her, but she ends up getting an insecurity kick and then pump kick. This is where we got Kalani then going up right in the top rope, right into the bottom right corner side. But this is where we got Jada Parker then trips her right over. This is where did you try to go for an avalanche maneuver off the top rope, but unfortunately for the female OTL members, she was not she was not having having an easy task of doing so, but still she managed to hit a sidewalk slam right at her back foot. This is what she called. This is where then what's her name? Jada Parker told Kalani that she's stupid and who do she thinks that she's messing with, but that's where she started throwing her right into the barricade, right into the right corner side. Then we got. But once the partial advert came on, this is where we saw like Kalani Jordan was on top because of the power forcefulness. But it's very rare to see this now because considering that the powerful force is mostly a fan of the wrestlers that are standing on top, like before and after the commercial break, which is the powerful force in all of pro wrestling. Yeah, it seemed like. But that's where we got Kalani Jordan and got back up, and then it's time with your leg sweep. Here we got Kalani Jordan. Ends up getting thrown right to the right corner side. However, once you try to throw Jada right there, but this is where Jada speared right to the midsection. Then this is where we got Jada that throws Kalani right back in the ring. This is where Kalani tried to go for right hand. But this is where she ends up getting hit with a right hand. This is where then we got Jada going right up into springboard spear, but this is where she ends up getting knee right to the face by the former NXT Women's North American champ. That's where she hits the springboard cartwheel leg drop with what the Vic Joseph said. That's her. That's from her Michigan State University gymnastics background, which that explains why she's so extra athletic. But that's where we got. What's her name? Jada Parker goes for a right forearm strike. That's where This is where we got Jada Parker then fall right back into one of herself. This is where we start playing wrestling tennis a little bit, where the fans start cheering for Lonnie while booing Jada Parker. This is where we got the lady friend of the A champ himself, then or the HIM man, then kicks Jada Parker right in the mid, try to go for DDT. But that's where we got Jada Parker trying to body slam her, but this is where she ends up going for. He gets hit with a reverse DDT into a leg drop. This is where we got her trying to go for a cover, but still another near fall that would not put her away for good. But this is where we got Kalani Jordan and going up right up in the top rope, right to the upper right corner side. This is where she goes for a springboard into a leg drop. This is where we got Kalani or not Kalani.
Make me a jelly sandwich.
Just a second, Trey.
Not do it.
Okay, I'm gonna do it. Chill out.
Come on.
Okay, just excuse me for a moment.
Trey, you need to calm down. What'd you say to me? Yeah. Well, this Dylan doesn't charge you for the guys like fucking. Checkers is the only place that charges you for the thing about it. Yeah, remember that one time you told me to do that, and she said, you put 0 for the bags, and you got. And I was like, it was the dumb. Remember, it was the dumb old bitch. And I was, always trying to say something.
No, calm down. Stop rushing.
Okay, we'll just give Zion on your burger.
No!
Okay, you know what? Just go sit in the bathroom. Drea? You're gonna keep doing it?
No.
Then stop.
I don't want it.
Yeah, that's fine.
All right, Trey. Trey. We got this down. All right, assassinators, I'm back here. But as what I was saying, Jada Parker tried to go for a running hip attack. Then we got Kalani Jordan and going right up into a surprise rope, which is the of the devastation. This is where we got Jada Parker kicking out of that. Then we got Kalani Jordan trying to run right up onto Jada, but Jada did had a pop up drop, which somebody called the Samoan drop. But since I'm not sure if she's even Samoan descent, I just call it the pop up drop. But it's where she tried to go over a pin. That still was a kick out, even though it was 2.8. But still, like, no, didn't win. Like this is where then we got her never getting sleeper hold by Kalani Jordan when she got back up. It's where she Kalani wrapped her legs around her. This is where we got Kalani. I mean, don't know Jada Parker then slams her back first right to the bottom left side. And this is where we got what's her name? Jada Parker saw her right into the corner, put her draping right into the middle ropes. This is where she slapped her right onto the midsection. That's where then Booker T was getting very excited about the bomb drop, whatever it's called. That's where the but this is where Kalani Jordan go for a roundhouse kick. This is where we got Kalani countered out of the maneuver of what's her name? Jada's signature. This is where we got this is where Kalani Jordan tried to go for a suplex attempt, but what's her name? Jada tried to counter out of it. This is where she hit some right hands until we got Kalani Jordan going up in the top rope, go right to the bottom left side, hits a very picture perfect, pretty Spanish fly right off the top rope. And then she tried to go for a pin, but unfortunately, she rolled right to the left side. That's where the fans are chanting NXT because this was a very entertaining match. Which I'll say maybe this could be bronze trophy, like if the opener of if the opener was with Zarya and what's her name the opener with Zarya and Zarya Saruka against Chelsea Green and Piper Niven was second place. This is only fair if it gets bronze trophy third place by if not tied with the women's tag team match. Here's where we got with the Jada Parker. Here's the hypnotic. This is where she tried to go for a second attempt, which she totally forgot that lightning does not strike twice if she's unaware of it. This is where she landed right backside first, right onto some of the steel steps, which that sounds very painful. This is where Kalani Jordan thought she got it right where she wanted, but she tried to go for split leg moonsault, only there to get denied by the OTM female member. But this is where Kalani Jordan did not give up without a fight. She just started hitting right hands repeatedly. Then this is where we got a 450 splash, but somehow Jada Parker then went and hit the hypnotic, which she must have found the third time the charm card right into the upper right corner side, went right down to the bottom corner row, hit it that way, get the pin of the 1, 2, 3. Winner of this match, Miss Parker, Jada Parker. That's where she celebrated. This is where she went right up onto the camera. This is where she was like this is like, yeah. like, yeah, like I'm gonna be watching you both, the Stephanie Vaquer and what the Julia about doing this title for title match, like, because she will be appearing in New York City at the what they call at the what's that the what they call the Madison Square Garden, like in the building, like, yeah, which I believe she probably will be in attendance. If not, like, sit down right with near the commentators, like, see who could she fight, possibly could fight next, like, for either the NXT Women's North American or the NXT Women's Championship, or even both. If either Stephanie Vaquer or Julia, depending on who's going to win the both of the women's championship, walking out of Madison Square Garden, get a future date perhaps at Stand and Deliver. But at the same time, we also got Jordan Grace wants a shot at the championship, and I believe something just tells me she will just do that. And maybe we'll see like Jada Parker will be in the number one contenders match with her, like for either the championships or maybe even both the belts. I don't know, but let's move on. Let's talk about. We got Kelly Kincaid within the backstage interview with the D'Angelo family of the reigning defending NXT North American Championship, the sister of the group. What's her name? Adriana Rizzo, and the underboss and one of the brothers. Yeah, wasn't Channing Stacks Lorenzo, and the other one like Luca Cristofino. This is where then we got. This was like. He's like, yeah, yeah. This where then she was basically talking about being attacked by Shawn Spears not too long ago, like, and like with the mastermind of Izzy Dame, like with tricking him, like to have Shawn Spears to get the upper hand over them. This is where Tony Angelo's like, yeah, let's get to like first of all, welcome back, Kelly. And I'm like, yeah, like now it comes to think of it, we've been seeing Sarah Schreiber doing her correspondence duties because. Because Kelly been what's that called been absent for the last few months, or not few months, few weeks I meant to say. Like, and I wonder what took her a while to get back into the NXT television screen. Like, which if it's something personal, I hope that she got it sorting out, and then she's all better now, and hopefully that she won't be in this how to put it, like she won't be like in a let's hope that everything she got taken care of, like in her personal life, like and taken care of, like so she can go back to her working duties because yeah, your well-being is more important than anything else, like they always say. But it's what Tony D'Angelo's into that's what Tony D'Angelo then said. Like my mother always said to me, if you don't have nothing nice to say about a woman, well, don't say anything at all. What sounds like my great grandmother used to say about anybody in general. Like if you don't say, if you don't have nothing nice to say about anybody period, like then don't say nothing at all. Like which our truth said the same thing that his mother used to say, like in general as well. But anyway, this is where we got. But that's where this is where Tony D'Angelo is like, oh, well, I don't have nothing nice to say about Izzy Dame, however. It is like it is where then Tony D'Angelo's like, I believe everybody would agree with me to say let's move on to the next question about this. And it and it and that's where Kelly Kincaid's like, okay, like it like how's your back? Is it 100%? Like this is where Tony D'Angelo responds, like I like like and he was like, and look, like first of all, like I can understand like Channing Stacks Lorenzo's concern about my back, like about going out there in this specific condition, like and, and then it's like it is where it's like, and it's basically his fault when he's not around. Like, but now I'm here with him. Like, well, like, and that's the spirit. Like, I understand. Like, when you put together a little family, but I got something for you. Like, there's only one like big dominant family in NXT, and you're looking at them, and it's the D'Angelo family. And then this where this is where they walk right out. And this is where they walked out of the interview booth. This is where up next we saw the appearance, and probably the first ever appearance of the Hardy Brothers in NXT, like in the Performance Center. Like, well, it's probably like maybe this is Jeff Hardy's first time in like 3-4 years since he's been on the Performance Center, wherever it is. But yeah, well, let's move on to the next slide. This where then we got Obafemi was up next on to the podium, like for an interview and the press conference about like what with him sharing his thoughts on what's to come with his match against Moose for his NXT championship. And it's like this is the match, basically telling him that this is the match that he cannot afford to lose, like because if he does lose, like that means like there's a TNA wrestler that's gonna be running around prancing with that NXT championship, and that'll be a complete embarrassment and disgrace to this brand. Like he's gonna be wearing around his way, like and on the shoulder. Like I don't think that's gonna happen though. There's where we got plenty of journalists are asking questions. We have like probably over like 4 dozens of them. That's where then Obafemi pointed out, okay, like I pick you, like. And that's where then it was a lady journalist saying, like, "Can you tell about what the difference of the size, like of the similar builds between you and Moose?" And that's where then Obafemi was like, "Yeah, like I noticed that. Like as a matter of fact, like last week, like when I saw him fought Lexus King, I see the size advantage and abilities that he has that's similar to me, like." And he was like, that man's not a bum. Like go, but the ruler does too. Like he was like, I fought men that are like 10 times the size as me. I thought the men that same size as me, just like Moose, and guys that are a lot small, like that are not. That's something that you shouldn't judge like because their height, like that they put up a challenging battle against me before, like but I hit first, like, and I hit harder. And he's like, and I get my hands on the move, like, and it, and he was like, and I'm gonna hit him so hard, like he's gonna be wishing that he never left the NFL. Which I was like, dang, like that was very messed up of the Nigerian ruler, just roasting the former NFL player and current reigning defending TNA championship. This is where journalists start asking more questions. This is where Obafemi's like, we're done here for now, but I'm gonna tell you one more thing before I leave. Like in Madison Square Garden, like when I leave as the NXT champion, like I walk in, like I'm gonna walk in as NXT champion. Now I'm gonna still walk out as I'm gonna walk out as still your ruler and your NXT champion. And this is where we got a very amazing appearance, like an entrance of the Hardy Brothers, which they're currently holding the TNA Tag Team Champions, which something that I was hoping this was going to be happening since last year when the TNA relationship with WWE was more stronger and signed a decade deal with the Nashville-based company, with them collaborating, like making crossover appearances on WWE and TNA respectively. But this is where we got. There's a fans giving them a warm welcome, like of welcoming the Team Extreme back to WWE, even though they're the guests because they're under a TNA contract, with them being the reigning defending TNA Tag Team Champions. But that's where then Matt Hardy was like, yeah, thank you, NXT Universe. And then this is where then Jeff Hardy, I believe, started on the microphone with his, and this is where then, like that meant a lot. And he was like, and man, oh man, oh man, like the last 2 weeks have felt so surreal. Like it's so great. Like I feel so good to be here in NXT with the fans start cheering, like, and they felt so good too to see them. That's what. And that's what Jeff Hardy's like, and it sure as hell feels so damn good to be back here in the WWE. And this is where the Matt Hardy and this where what's his name? Matt Hardy's like, yeah, we can feel the love of come back home to the WWE, like, and to the beer on NXT for the very first time, like, and stuff like that is where he's like, going to be able to defeat like a top top tag team like the North Korea Catch Crew. Like, man, like it feels like it was so exhilarating to say. Like it was absolutely amazing. Like what I'm trying to say, and it. And that's what fans are chanting the Hardy Boys. And he was like, and those guys, and along with everybody else in the pro wrestling industry, like, but like for us, like we had this, we've been doing this for a very long time. For the travel millions and millions and millions and millions after millions of miles away. Like it is where the like we got positivity and the passion of the NXT locker room. Like it's really off the charts. Like what they say is true, which I would agree. I think overall ranks of the divisions of NXT, I think the tag team is in second place. With with the first, that number one is the women's, of course, but this is where the Matt Hardy then continues like yeah, that is in NXT. This is where then Jeff Hardy's like yeah, amen for Big Brother Matthews. Like you like yeah, we got to have the fires and the eyes and like back to like it's simply infectious. Like we have to look at the opponents in the eyes. Like and it's where he's like I'm telling you have that same fire like that take me and you like to mega heights but in the business, but this is where they immediately gets interrupted by a very certain team that could be turning heel very soon, considering the fans reactions with them first of all, and second of all they rudely interrupted the Hardy brothers. This where the Tank then try to be more polite and try to reassure the fans and the Hardy brothers themselves by letting them know that they're not trying to mean to interrupt and be disrespectful to them. And they have something to say. This was like no disrespect. Like the reason why we're actually out here, like the reason why we did came out here is to say thank you, Matthew and Jeffrey. Like we're here to say thank you, like for showing us of all like what it means to be a tag team in this business. And this is where fans are trying to delete because they want Hank and Tank to be deleted. Like right, and hopefully that they're turning heel very soon. If this is going to be a general, uh, uh, like a general theme, like for this tag team of Hank and Tank. I think everybody's getting a bit uh, tired and stale with these duo. But this is where Hank and Tank. This is like the who to ask for that particular advice is the goats themselves because they've been a well established tag team since day one. This this was This is what Hank Walker then pointed out, like that they're it seems like they're missing something in their in the tag team division. This is what it's like we just need to take that. We need that little advice for to take us to the next level. So what do we need to do, Matt and Jeff? And this is where Matt Hardy did, and it was like I know you guys are. Like we enjoyed your work with you before and respect, like, and that is very mutual. Like you guys are young, like and strong and big, like, but most importantly, guys, like y'all are hungry for some competition. But sometimes to everybody to notice you, like you gotta kind of you you gotta break the norm around here, like if you know what I mean. This is what Jeff Hardy did added into the statement Matt Hardy made for how to be a successful tag team. They're like, well, what my big brother Matt is talking about here, like you got to take things to the extreme, and then this is where the it is what Hank or Tank Ledger does. Like, you say extreme, like are you saying that? You're talking about ladders. You're talking about chairs, and you're talking about ladders and chairs. And then we're about to say the fan favorite weapon in all pro wrestling. Even if he did say it, like the fans would probably wouldn't be amused, considering that they interrupted their favorite tag team in the world. But it's where the Jeff Hardy's like, no, you got it all wrong. Like it takes more than tables, ladders, and chairs. Like and this is what Jeff Hardy like. It's about to get out of your comfort zone and put yourself about your own perceived and beyond who you really are. Whereas the fans love what the Jeff saying. This is where this is what Jeff. And that's what Matt Hardy's like. Look at their eyes. That when he pointed out to his brothers was like they have the same hunger in their eyes. But they're exactly like what they were back like 17 years ago, back in 1998. This is where like when we've ever started in WWE. Yeah, 27 years ago. Did I say 20? Yeah, like from 27 years ago in 1998. Like he's like, yeah, it was not necessary bringing TLC in the match, and then well, we were willing to take risks afterwards. Like, if we were willing to bet on ourselves, and we were willing to step in the challenge, and where people would, like, if it's possible, and we'll make that that thing possible. But this is where they immediately gets interrupted. This where we got who was it? It was Josh Briggs and Yoshiki and Amura that came up. This where then Josh Briggs like hold it, like no mean to ruin y'all's Hardy party, like I'm gonna be blind with you guys. This is where fans are booing them more louder than they were just doing the Hank and Tank. This is where Josh Briggs was like, and as for you, Hank and Tank, y'all need to to move your lips from the heart. Like y'all need to remove y'all's lips from the Hardy Boys' asses, and don't get mad at me. That's what Briggs said. Like this is where. And then he started telling the fans, just listen and stop disrespecting them from booing. Like, this is where then he continued saying, stating, saying, no Hardy Boy, but he got interrupted because he got overwhelmed with the booth. This was like, all right, Matt and Jeff, you can give all of them the advice in the world to the sun, but I'm telling you, guys, y'all are wasting y'all's breath. If you want to give them some advice and that's where then he was like, if you want some advice, stop playing the dams of the stress car because the Hardy Boys are not gonna get a title shot like Hank and Tank. And this is where it's like, we're gonna be taking those opportunities away from you, before you can even say extreme. So if you have a problem with that, try to come and take it from us. This is where then that's where fans and that's where then Yoshiki and the Murs like, it's our turn for those titles. That's where then we got Hank Walker. Then we're telling Tank Ledger Tank, are you thinking what I'm thinking, bro? And then this is where then Tank then responds like Hextreme, and this is where then they ran suicide dive right onto Yoshiki and Josh. This is where they start going for a tag team brawl for all, to see if this is gonna give them a number one contender spot for the TNA Tag Team Championship. This is where Matt and Jeff Hardy was stuck. This is where it was like, okay, since they're too busy, trying to get an opportunity for our titles, and yeah, it's on fire. The tag team division is like the women's division, it's like the must see, must see division in all of WWE, and maybe even in all of overall pro wrestling. This is where we got Matt Hardy to shout out to both Nathan Frazier and Axiom of Fraxium. It was like, we want your turn. He's like. And this where it's like, do who blah. And this where then he try to go for a turn around, but this is where we got the current NXT Tag Team Champions. We're happen to stand right behind them. This where then what's his name? Sound like if he tongue tied, when Axiom said, "Wow, what a dream match," when it sounded like said, "What a dream mask," but we all know that he was saying match. This was like the greatest tag team of today. It's like the greatest tag team of today against the greatest tag team of all time in pro wrestling, most specifically WWE. He's like, y'all are 7 times correct. This is where Matt Hardy's like, yeah, and make sure you two bring y'all's best, when you faced us. And that's where the fans start chanting delete, 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 delete. And then and that's where Nathan Frazier then reassured that they will bring the best. And that's where Nathan said, but next week, how about we put the discussion to bed? And then this is where then it's like, let's find out who truly is the best tag team in the world today. And then this is where then Jeff Hardy then and this is where Jeff Hardy then answered back saying, okay, that's been settled. How about we'll just see you in New York City? And this is where then they did a fist bump right to each other with the Hardy brothers putting up their TNA tag team over the NXT tag team champions, because they're like, we're gonna put that in the test, to see if who's the best tag team. And I want to ask you this question: who's gonna walk out as the TNA tag team champion? Do you think that the Hardy brothers will remain as tag team champions? Or do you think that Nathan Frazier and Axiom or Fraxium, whatever we'll call it, will hold on to the double champions? As double champions, both TNA and NXT tag team champions. Let me know down in the comment section right down below. And also, make sure to and also I want to ask you one more thing. Do you think it's gonna lead up into a winner takes all kind of match? At Stand and Deliver, right up in the Hardy Brothers alley and a tables, ladders, and chairs match, or maybe even just a generic ladder match. Let me know down in the comments down below. But this is where we got Stephanie Vaquer and Julia was in a vignette for their title match, like with them like proclaiming that they will be double champion in the respective. That's where they showed Shawn Michaels into the little vignette saying like they're the two best international women in NXT history, and then this is where and then it's the best, and they just add more flavor into the NXT in the women's division in pro wrestling of all time, overall any company, which that's true. Which WWE is already genuinely a number one wrestling. I'll say number one most popular wrestling promotion in the market. I guess you could say, yeah. But this is where that's where we got Julia to say like, bring your best and I'll bring my best, and then we got Stanley Vaquer. Then let what's her name Julia know that she has like a track record of beating you before, even before they even came to WWE. Gee, I wonder what belt it was for, which I mentioned it before. I guess I'll pass for now, considering who's holding on to it right now and who beat Stephanie Vaquer for that title. But that's a different video for a different day. But anyways, that's we got Big Mama Pumpkin came out, which was Jordan Grace, like the take on the residential mean girl, which is Cora Jade. This is where we got Masha Slamovich, the current TNA Knockouts Women's Champion, was in attendance because she's gonna very soon on TNA's future event, we will see Masha will put that title on the line against Cora Jade. And who do you think's gonna walk out of that whatever event? I totally forgot which event what it was. I think I heard which event, but I cannot remember in particular. But let me know in the comments below. Do you think Cora will dethrone Masha or Masha will retain? But anyways, this is where we got what's her name? Jordan Grace go for a headlock right onto Cora Jade, but needless to say, she escaped out of it, tried to go for a headlock of her own, but she ends up getting thrown by Big Mama Pump right to the bottom corner side. But the residential mean girl to try to dodge out of an attack that Jordan had for her, like which was probably a firewoman's carry. But this is where she ends up getting this is where she schoolgirled her, but still what's her name? Still kicked out 1.1. What's her name? Jordan Gray tried to go for it again. The firewoman's carry, which was guaranteed, by the way. It's where she started smashing her head right between the middle turnbuckles, actually, a couple of times until Cora Jade somehow escaped, tried to throw her face first in the top, but she ends up, that plan ends up going backfire because she gets hit right into the head first, right into the turnbuckle. This is where we got Jordan Grayson throws Cora right to the left side, hits some shoulder blocks, followed up with a clothesline. Then we got Cora Jade try to get right back up. This is where she ends up getting atomic dropped. This is where she gets thrown right to the left side. This is where she ends up getting like a sidewalk faceplant maneuver. This is where we got Big Mama Pumpkin try to go for a pinfall. Like, and it sounds like if it's a female version of Scott Steiner, I understand why am I still calling her that nickname, even though that is an accurate statement because she really do look like a female version of Big Papa Pump. But anyway, this is where like if he was young again, like in a female body. But this is where we got what's her name? Jordan Grace start going for clothesline forward and back, and then this is where we got going forward, back, forward. This is where then we got Jordan Grace then try to go for clothesline. This is where we got what's her name? Cora Jade ducks. This is where she goes for a sidewalk slam, hitting her back first. This is where Cora Jade's like, my back. This is where she started silently screaming like if she's a 9-year-old girl that just scraped her back like while falling off of a skate ramp. This is where we got Cora Jade then use that like as a distraction, like even though she really was getting very beat up. Like this is where then she was playing the game of wrestling bullfighting because she knew that Jordan was like more of like an angry runaway bull. This is where she tarled her right into the upper left side, but then she ends up moving right away. So she started chuckling maniacally. She's like, "Ha! I can't believe you literally fell for that." Even though my back is in deep pain. This is where she boots Jordan right into her face. This is where she goes for a pin, but this is where her leg was laying right underneath the rope. This is where she starts shoving right in the back of Jordan's back. I mean, back of her head, the back of the head of Jordan Grace. This is where she hits her face first as well. This is where we got. This is where we got. What's her name? This is where we got Cora Jade to try to pick up. Jordan Grace try to go for a cover and suplex, but this is where then. That's where then what's her name? What's her name? This what this is where we got Jordan Grace like, nope, not today. Like, no way, Corey. And this is where then she tried to go for counter and then turn to a wrist lock, started going for knife edge chops repeatedly, not once, not twice, but thrice. And this is where then she went to the left side, is where we got Cora Jade at an elbow strike right into her face. This is where she flipped her over, like when she was still hanging on to the left corner rope. Then we got Cora Jade, then was looking like, now this is my chance to try to go for a springboard by using the stepping, using what's her name, Jordan Grace's back as a stepping stool. They hit a springboard double foot stomp on that exact same back. This is where but luckily she moved out of the way. This is where she goes right through the middle rope, but she ends up getting kneed right into the torso by Cora. This is where Cora is like, like who's the little girl now? This is where she starts saying to what's her name, to Jordan Grace before they went to the powerful force and all the pro wrestling, and that is the commercial break, the partial commercial break of the picture in picture. This is where once they got done with the adverts, I believe this is where we got Jordan Grace was on top or something like that. Yeah, she was like in a comeback mode. But the thing is, like once we saw Cora Jade was not standing, she was barely was on. She was barely crouching up, like with her hanging on to the bottom turnbuckle, like sitting down, like with the paramedics seeing if she can compete. But that's where it turns out that she's not she's not eligible to compete, and then because of that, she had to forfeit the match. Therefore, the winner by default is none other than Jordan Grace. So I guess like despite this little non-planned I guess I'm assuming that
This one burger.
one burger. Okay,
Yeah,
no problem.
that's for you.
All right, no problem. Okay, excuse me for a moment. Trey.
One burger.
Okay, Trey.
I don't know if he wants it right now.
Yeah. Is it okay if I wait later, Birdie Bird?
No, do one podcast.
Here, Trey. Here's a fry, Trey.
Mm-hmm. There you go. Here, Trey. Trey. Take it. You gonna have it ready?
If Uncle Julian wants the burger now, he can have it now, but
I guess I'll take it now since he got the
you know, that was month ago.
Oh, that's your
No, but you already did it now.
Oh, about that.
And you already touched that spaghetti.
Oh,
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
I know Sheila put that plate out for me because I watched her put it.
Right, she did. You were right.
Yeah.
But this ain't take it now. Are you sure? I'll get it.
No, that's fine. You already.
All right. Sorry about that. I apologize. Sorry about that.
That's a whole pack of
That's like
plates.
that. That's the mirror. The tray you already got there.
Right.
Yeah.
You're right.
I don't know if they'll get it now or.
I mean, I'll say, like, whenever I get okay, I guess I'll take it, yeah. Thank you so much. That's very sweet. Yeah. Okay. I know I can do it while doing my podcast, but still, I will probably be more easy if I do it after.
You want some tater tots, Ben? Only got this stuff. Well, this could be our snack before dinner, and then when I get here, dinner's done like 2 minutes later. I'm like, I should have. I tried to get here fast. We got here 5 minutes before dinner.
No.
My goal was to. The burger's good when I thought about it. Damn, Sonic has $2 burgers today. And it did. I know. Well, now the orange out of it, everything going there now. It didn't taste too bad with that. It tasted regular. It tasted light. You know, like a cloud. It didn't taste all heavy like what we usually do. Instead of grease.
Yeah, and that mayo don't put fat in.
But it's good. It's good. Kamira ate her burger. Trey, you smashed his. You eat your burger too? Did you like it? And there's lettuce on the couch. You better pick it up. Go clean it up for Daddy. You're gonna do it for Daddy?
Later. What the bull?
You know, you better not do it later. You better do it now.
Yeah, it's gonna sustain Trey if you wait later. Anyways, assassinators, I'm back here. What was I was saying? Guys, I know we got a little vignette of the of Tony D'Angelo and Shawn Spears saying with Tony D'Angelo humbling. Being humble, to the fans, saying like he wasn't to his fans, like you would that if it wasn't for them, like he wouldn't be the champion that he is today. Which that is true. But that's why we got one name and comparing himself, like let's say if he was a champion, like to Tony D'Angelo, like it kind of sound hypothetical, like at the time, but I just say that hypothetical statement, like, but for something that should be considered to think about. This is where we got a face-to-face virtual interview with Joseph asking questions about to Ethan Page about a rivalry. Like it all started with Ethan Page at the end of the year of 2024, where he broke Javon Evans' jaw just because Javon was trying to cheer him up. You know, like when Ethan Page looked like he about to quit, but only just tricking the fans and even Javon himself, like on attacking him. This was like, yeah, all starting some. That was like, he was like, I never got a shot at winning the NXT championship again. Like, but yeah, like, oh my god, like Javon Evans, like is like this is where Javon Evans then said that he like the 20-year-old. Right, but the 20-year-old kid had a nerve to try to. That's where he's like. That was like I was wallowing in pity, like because I'm not gonna get a chance to become NXT champion again. Like 20-year-old kid had a nerve to try to cheer me up, but like try to have a little pep talk with me. It's like, well, I'm not looking for joy and energy and whatnot, like because. I got you in the WWE of all places. Like, yeah, you. Look, it's always like, but I've been at. You've been living your life with being in the WWE. About I was living the life outside of WWE for like 16 years or something like that, or 17 years. Everybody that. I thought, like, let me start talking to me. Like, you try to me. Like it's like yeah, like you talk to me like if you're a father and husband. Thank you to you, Javon. Like you're not a father, you're not a husband. Like I realize that like maybe it's not all you know that's the problem. Maybe it's not. And this way he's like, and maybe all ego. You know, I think of myself. Javon. Maybe all right. Like you like. No. This is like Asian Payton. I mean, everything he did to Javon Evans, including breaking his jaw. Like, if he had a chance to do it again, And who would? And I was like, oh, that's very heartless, man. Very evil and selfish, not to mention. I'm very going. It was like, not doing a heartbeat like that, snap a finger. Eat the page. Like, I've been the most dangerous man in my entire career. Like, and he's like, and they're gonna finally put me in a match against no rules, which I talked about it on my podcast, like on the wrestling news earlier, like with Devon Evans and Ethan Page will be in action in a no in a street fight match, or what was it? Yeah, in a street fight and NYC street fight. Yeah. This is where Javon Evans and you know the rules in New York. Like he was like I couldn't even talk or eat in like last 2 months. Like you took everything, and I've been dreaming of being in the WWE. And this is the first time I've seen it in a different way. Like last week, for an example. I brought to you, and what you doing? Like you were running away from me, right? The whole entire time I attacked him. The next week there won't be no running in this match. I guarantee you that. The last 3 months, I just deal with you. Like, I didn't give a run like this. Like, they try to hold people like me down. Like, he's like, no. And he's like, I made a problem with my mom. Like, nah, I'm not going to let nobody hold me. I will get my justice on you, Eve. That is a fact. Yeah. This is what fans like cheering for him. Like, yeah. Like, you know, if the judge is like, okay, like, that bitch said, like, anybody I saw each other? He's the pay start yelling, barking back and saying, like, I don't think I should be worrying about in your career right now. I don't worry about too much about anything. Like you don't belong here or belong in the same room as me. And this where Savannah's like, what are you talking about? Like, I'm in a totally different room. Like, and in a different room. And you were wrong. Like, I do belong here. And while I got offered a contract and I found living the life that I always wanted to live for the last 20 years. And this is where that's where we got the next match, which was Kale Dixon taking on Trick Williams. But you will not believe what happened. It was something similar to like the women's match, but it was more like in a storyline rather than like something legit. And speaking of Cora Jade, like I want to all the well wishes of a speedy recovery on what like no matter what injury it was. Like I hope that she's like gonna recover from it, like whether it's minor or major, which I assume this is legitimate because why would they just end it right here out of the blue, like rather than just doing it like if it was in a planned spot. Well, I ain't seen the referee do the X sign, so I don't know exactly, but all I know is that it looks very real rather than something that looked like if it was all part of the script onto that caliber. But let me know down in the comments. But if it's anything legitimate, I would suggest you to wish a full and speedy recovery. Wish and pray about that. But this is where we got. But it's where after we saw Trick Williams did one singular trick shot, it just started in the right hands, like if he's like in some kind of an MMA fight rather than a wrestling match. Because the referee stopped, and this is where I hate this line so much because it doesn't sound right. Referee stoppage. It don't look anything like if it shouldn't be like it should be either a knockout or maybe like if anything is a referee stoppage, that means it's like something that's a DQ. But it's what I said, like at the end of this match, like here's your winner. Like your winner by a referee stoppage, like is Trick Williams, which is the second referee stoppage, not only just the second of the night, but in a row, like second time. And this is where the Trick Williams did not waste no time by getting on the microphone and then call out Eddie Thorpe by saying like, yeah, you just saw you saw this match like flash before your very eyes, like. And then this way, like if you want me, like go out here and see what see what I'm all about, dog. And this is where then we finally they started playing his music, but he then came out in the front entrance like anybody else would normally do. And this is where Eddie Thorpe was right behind him, right that little podium spot, right to the bottom right corner side. This is where he's like, yeah, I'll see you in. But this is where then we got Eddie Thorpe was like it's like it's got to be the end of you and the end of them. Like this way, like, and I'm the new guy, and this where then like. And it's gotta be definitive. And he's like, so in 2 weeks, like Trick, like you and me, like it's not gonna be enough. Like it's not gonna be a normal match though. This is where fans start chanting Eddie Thorpe, and this is where it's like, let's do this, like in an NXT like underground match, and this is where fans are like, whoa, like yeah, like we never. This is where Trick was like, okay, like you want me in 2 weeks, like I'll see you podcast there. And I was like 2 weeks. Well, why not? Can I be in a week when they're going to be in Madison Square Garden? Maybe their scheduling of matches is going to be it's gonna be like too overbooked. So I think it's probably a good idea to wait until the week after. But I think it's probably for the best. Like considering they don't have that much scheduled for the next 14 days, like only for the next 7 days. So I guess that makes sense. But let me know down in the comment section right down below what your thoughts are to this NXT Underground match between Trick and Eddie, and who do you think is going to win. Which same like Javon Evans, I sure hope that that Trick Williams get the win, because it would make any sense. Don't make sense if like they fall for the second straight time in a row, respectively. And I'll say. And the whole point of Javon Evans trying to fight, what's his name, Ethan Page, I guess, to try and get some revenge after he broke his jaw. And then for Trick Williams and Eddie Thorpe, he's the reason why, like, Trick Williams is not getting another shot at the NXT Championship in the first place. And he's trying to seek some redemption from then, too, like, which they've been lacking about this situation. And I'll say I hate to break it to Trick Williams. Like Javon Evans is right. Their issues with their respective rivals are pretty similar, except so even though Javon Evans don't have anything to do with the championship, well, maybe not yet, but they do want to seek some revenge on their arch rivals, and they're fought up short against them. That's what makes it very similar in that particular capacity. But also, I think they should win. But I think we should see Javon Evans do something to Ethan Page, like whether it's intentional or an accident, like whatever the storyline should lead into. Like to just get I talk about an eye for an eye, but this time will be like a jaw for a jaw. And also we got Trick Williams. Then this is where we got Trick. But Trick Williams, I said hopefully that he does win, and hopefully he does move on to go after for the NXT Championship against Obafemi. Maybe like this could be a tease of a heel turn. Like after this match in 2 weeks, we can see like you going after what's his name, Obafemi, like for his NXT title, probably come up short. He'll turn heel. Then like he'll get called up to the main roster, like or even like. You do a rematch with Obafemi. Obafemi will try to beat him. He'll beat him again, or maybe even turn heel on the journey of getting a shot at Obafemi's title at Stand and Deliver, but only just coming up short. But when the draft comes, when they finally draft him to over Raw or SmackDown, depending on where exactly Carmelo Hayes going to be drafted, some of y'all probably going to be saying like, but Austin, like what? What does Carmelo Hayes got to do with anything with this? It has a lot to do because once he gets called to the main roster, he could realign himself with Carmelo Hayes, be something similar to the NXT days, like when they were Trick Mello Gang. And they'll be so dominant as a duo. Maybe they'll even win tag team championship. Something they should have done in NXT, like which they would have been the third and fourth ever wrestlers to ever win, like to become Triple Crown champion. Carmelo Hayes probably been like second ever, third ever, like Triple Crown NXT champion, while Trick Williams will be fourth place. But that's what it, yeah. But anyways, we got Trick Williams that said, I'll see you in the underground. And who do you think's going to win? Let me know down in the comment section right down below. Let's move on to the next slide. We got this is where we got. This is where then we got Vic Joseph start naming all the wrestlers that's going to be in attendance, including the Undertaker, like of the LFG program with the likes of Mickey James and Booker T. That's also going to be clearly going to be in commentary with him and with Vic Joseph and Corey Graves, and also what's her name, Mickey James and Shawn Michaels. Well, Shawn Michaels definitely going to be there too, but Bubba Ray as well, like the Undertaker. And where the Undertaker describing the Roadblock is stacked, and it's a full stack show onto that matter. But yeah, this is where we got the Undertaker. Then also stated that he'll be at the show and the theater of MSG, to watch it all go down in the next 7 days. This is where then we got. But this is where we got a response to with Moose on what a response from Moose, the reigning defending X Division champion, onto what's his name, the Obafemi, because he said he's gonna hit him so hard he's gonna make what's his name, Moose wish that he's still in the NFL, and then this is where we saw what he had to say in the song. This is where Moose was like, yeah, no, this relationship is bigger than Obafemi, versus Moose, of course. I'll give credit when credit is due. Obafemi has been one hell of a championship here in NXT. There's gonna be a matter of play that is gonna be for many. He's gonna be a major. He's gonna be. I cannot deny the fact that he is what he say he is. He's a ruler, and he's gonna be like that for many more years to come. But he won't longer be NXT champion because next week, I'm gonna leave Roadblock with 2 titles, and then they're gonna be along with the X Division Championship, and I will be the NXT Championship, because I'm gonna be the face of this franchise. And he's like, and thank you for your time. And this is where Ava then it went right up in the podium, right after Moose got done with the press conference. That's where Ava's like, okay, what would we have to be saving to be the biggest show in NXT history? And based on what happened in the past couple weeks, what happened moments ago, I can announce that Roxanne Perez will indeed be take on Jordan Grace at the Madison Square Garden Theater. And before I get into that, before I get into more details about what else he's going to be announcing, I'm going to tell you that, yeah, Roxanne Perez did indeed attack Jordan Grace with a steel chair. When the security finally came in time before she made, she did some worse damages onto the former TNA Knockouts champion. That's where when the security tried to escort her out, this is where she's like, don't touch me, I'm going to go. And this is where she ends up finally going when they order her to leave. I totally forgot to tell you that, but yeah, she attacked her, which that confirmed that we will be having a match, from the GM herself. This is where David did ask that. To wrap up this press conference, I have one more question to ask you. This is what she was like. I have before we end this press conference here. Anybody that has a question here, this is where we saw a hand up, raised the highest, along with a couple other guys. Here's where we got 3 girls, with one girl, which I thought it was a journalist, but these girls had me fooled. This is what she's like, yeah, I'm right here. I want to ask you, I'm dying to know, that how come Fallon Henley did not get a rematch against Stephanie Vaquer? And again, yeah, you will not believe who it actually is. And it turned out it really was Fallon Henley that was asking this question of Fatal Influence. This is where we got, and that's where we got. She's like, I mean, like first it was Carmen Petrovic, but now it's Julia that's already has a women's belt around her arms or waist. Like you're not gonna give me a shot. Like, what about my championship rematch, Ava? This where then Ava to try to what's that called? To try to chill things down and try to reason with Fallon. This is where she's like, well, we now Fallon, we can discuss this in my office at another time. This is where Fallon's like, no, we're gonna discuss this now, trying to demand her a shot. She's like, no, and then it is where then Ava's like, I know, like, how about y'all? How about a better idea? I'll watch the main event, and after the show, we'll talk about when you get your rematch for that belt. This is where we got Fallon Henley wouldn't stop ranting about like she wants a rematch. You're like, I know, don't leave out out the stage. I want an answer about my rematch. Like cut that your neck. This is where the JC James is like like that's totally rude of you. Like aren't you gonna answer Fallon? Answer this word and both Fallon and Jasmine Nix was like, yeah, like where the hell are you going, Ava? But yeah, it's probably the best idea that the NXT general manager just make the nearest exit. And do you think Fallon Henley will ever have a rematch like from Vengeance Day for the NXT Women's North American Championship? Let me know down in the comments down below. And yeah, nowadays WWE do not do any automatic rematches, but perhaps Fallon has a point. Like, why did she never got an opportunity to win back her championship? But at the same time, like yeah, like they're being the people of their words, like for the fact that they're going for the fact like that like they're like not just give out free title opportunities, much rather they just go and just and get much rather they just have the wrestlers earn their opportunities here in the developmental system. But this is where we got Ricky Saints think was in the backstage, walking to another room. This is where he gave a fist bump to Rich Holland. He's like, Rich, like I'm Ricky. This is where the Rich Holland like, yeah, I know who you are. I believe everybody does know who he is, considering like in his run in the other company, which I'm not sure if I should mention right now, which I'm probably gonna be talking about tomorrow. Talk about tomorrow, like which I'm gonna advertise it after this review video of that specific company that Ricky Saints used to work for. But this is where we got Rich Holland's like, yeah, like I seen you in the main event last week, like you like shouldn't you be here? Like no, like you should not be here. This is where Ricky Saints like okay, like well, guess what, Ridge? Like, let's expect and prepared to see a whole lot of me. Like now that you mention it, it's where then he ran out. You're like, man, like what a jealous loser that he was looking like. This is where he then ran into a former fellow other company's star, like which is Shawn Spears. Is where he's like, so like, I never thought you would be here, Shawn, but you. This is where then Shawn look back, like. And it's like that. This revolution saints that you have, like, this revolution of his family that I created, Saints. Like, when I become North American champion, like you're more than welcome to join me. And this is where Ricky Saints didn't say anything. This was like, yeah, like, I'll join you. When when this company collabs with the company we used to work for, and then this is where then because he believes that there's more chances of a WWE and the company that both Shawn and Ricky used to wrestle for will collab before he win the North American Championship, and with Ricky Saints joining the Spears family, whatever you want to call them, but. Considering that they're feuding with the D'Angelo family, which is Tony D'Angelo's last name, of course. But yeah, that was up next, which was it's not going to just get any ordinary trophy, even though it's not going to get the platinum, but it's getting the golden trophy of the best wrestling match of the night. It like they're fighting for the NXT championship if Opa Femi was not holding on to that title, like if Tony was the champion instead of him. But yeah, what I was about to say before I continue, there's something I wanted to say just to get it out of the way. I'm trying to think. Uh, But yeah, let me know down in the comment section. But I'll say for Ricky Saints for not believing Shawn Spears can win the NXT North American Championship. Well, I'll say like you should never say never, and maybe you should reconsider if that's only if Shawn Spears can dethrone the Don of NXT, which everybody tried to claim they're going to dethrone him, but they end up coming up short, including Rich Holland himself. And he had like 2 or 3 opportunities to do it. So, but get things started like with the match getting started, which this match was almost 20 minutes, like which I believe this is probably like 16, 17 minutes, if any time. Yeah, like 16 minutes. This is where we got Tony D'Angelo then go for a headlock slam. Shawn Spears right to the bottom right side. This is where he catch up with the Don to try to go for a knife edge chop. But this is where we got Tony D'Angelo start turning to the Gunther. Like if he start getting chopped, and it was to a guy that used to wrestle for the company that he has an envy list for, and that again, yeah, which Gunther must have put him right exactly in the 4th place spot, like for the fact that he hit the chop. But this is where he started saying, like, well, maybe I should let Tony take care of him and see what he does. But let's just say that was the worst decision that the ring in general has ever made, which I'm not saying that out of disrespect or trying to insult him. But it's for the simple fact that, yeah, this ended up happening. But it's where Tony Angelo go for a clothesline right on to the chairman. This is where we got the Don and then tell him to get up. This is where then Izzy Dame and what's his name? What's his name? And what's name? What's name? Shawn Spears' family of Izzy Dame and Brooks Jensen and what's his name? And their what that bodyguard dude, whoever he is. But this is where Tony D'Angelo go up right in the top rope, try to go for avalanche suplex. But this is where we got Shawn Spears then try to grab onto Tony D'Angelo, needs him right in the midsection. Then he goes for a headbutt to follow that up with. This is where we got what's his name? This is where we got Tony D'Angelo going up right to the bottom court side. This is where he hits a flying Superman punch, like if he's Italian Roman Reigns. Well, Roman Reigns is part Italian, but this is where we got Tony D'Angelo going for a cover. But this is where we got Shawn Spears that kicks out of it. This is where Tony D'Angelo did go up for a right hand, and that's ironic for me to say an Italian Roman Reigns when he is part of that, along with being Samoan. But that's where do we got, what's his name? Tony D'Angelo puts Shawn Spears right up in the top rope, right to the upper right corner side. Is where we got Tony D'Angelo start repeatedly hitting right hands right into the face onto the chairman. This is where then he goes up for the suplex right off. They try to go back, but it's where Brooks Jensen and their bodyguard and Izzy Dame try to talk Tony D'Angelo out of it by trying to reason with him, which Tony D'Angelo is not buying it. It's where it was like, yeah, y'all should have been pleading like this when you had the chance to, but this is where we got the D'Angelo family back Tony up, like with them backing off the Spears family. This is where we got. That's where then Vic Joseph took the words right out of my mouth when I started talking about this when I was watching it, with him saying like we got the what's it called, the Angelo family on the left and the Spears family on the right, which sounds like something that like your boy said, the SNA, but this is where we got the then we got Don and finally hits an avalanche suplex on the Shawn Spears because he's the total opposite of Kevin Owens. He's a very avalanche suplexable wrestler. But once you try to go for a pin, that's where he immediately gets kicked out at 2.5, like a generic quarterback would call. But that's where he got the partial power force and all of pro wrestling came on, which is the picture break, which I believe is the final time before the show went off the air. But that's where. Once the adverts came off, that's where we got Shawn Spears was back in control with a super kick, trying to throw him right out. But however, he gets thrown back first right to the front part of into the announce table, which was miraculously painful of looking at. But it's where Shawn Spears somehow got back in the ring and on top. This is where he started fighting like if he's his own version of Randy Orton by going for his version of the stomps, which I believe is called the perfect 10 stomps or the most sinister stomps, whatever you want to call it. That's where they start. He did a leg drop right into the back of Tony D'Angelo. Then try to go for the camel clutch right onto the Don. That's where half the fans are chanting, "Let's go, Tony," while the other half is chanting for Spears. That's where we got Tony D'Angelo somehow countered out of it. That's where he tried to go for a wrist lock, but this is where we got Shawn Spears that knees him right to the back. He's like, my back, like it's so painful. This is where we got Shawn Spears trying to fight back, but this is where Tony D'Angelo fought right back with a right hand. Just started hitting repeated right hand, dipped him to the right side. Well, not really to the right side, but he threw him to the left side. That's where I hit some right hands, like not once but twice, but hit him with a big belly-to-belly side suplex. Then where Tony D'Angelo was like about to hit him with his devastating spine buster, but this is where one of the members of the Spears family tried to come in and stop Tony from hitting his finisher. This is where he's like that's what I thought when he scared him right off. Like with this distraction almost worked, but maybe it did with a distraction, like which had Shawn Spears dodged out of the way when Tony D'Angelo tried to go for a spear right into the bottom left corner side turnbuckle, but it's where he almost ran face first right into the middle turnbuckle, but luckily he stopped himself. But he managed to turn around and quickly spears Shawn Spears right into the middle of the ring. This is where we got Tony D'Angelo try to go for a pin, but it's where Shawn Spears immediately kicks out at 2.11 was it? Yeah. Oh, the 11, 2.7. I don't know where the 11 even came from. 2.7, yeah. But it's where Tony D'Angelo's like, oh, come on, you got to be kidding me. Like that. Like, at least it got 999, 9.999. This is where we got. Yeah, it was like along with some spaghetti casserole that my brother and sister-in-law made. Yeah, that was very delicious. My nephew insists me to eat it during my podcast, which I don't know why, but I just did it anyway, so he could be happy. But anyways, this is where we got Shawn Spears then going up right at the top rope. This is where then well, I'd say the hamburgers. Well, that was just takeout that my brother did, along with having some spaghetti for dinner. I meant to say, but yeah. Anyway, this is where we got what's his name? Tony D'Angelo then hits a right hand right to the midsection, right onto Shawn Spears' stomach when he goes for a top rope maneuver. Then we got the Don of NXT try to go for the fisherman suplex, but smartly the chairman was pulling his leg back away so he won't hit the fisherman's plex. This is where we got. That's where we got. What's his name? This is where we got Shawn Spears then go for the sharpshooter right onto what's his name to Tony D'Angelo. Tony D'Angelo's like, no, like stop. This is where we got Shawn Spears that they were like that's where he was like, no, I'm not tapping out. This is where Shawn Spears like, you better tap out. This is where Tony's like, Tony don't never tap out, especially when it's for a championship. Like being like if he's trying to be the new hustle, loyalty, and respect version of John Cena, and not scam, disloyalty or distrustworthy and disrespect. But it's where then we got Tony D'Angelo finally hit him with the twisting Fisher's neck breaking suplex hybrid, which was a guarantee, by the way, which I believe that's Tony D'Angelo's signature move. Which if it didn't work the first attempt, it's gonna work the second time, guaranteed. But what was not a guarantee, was Tony D'Angelo's chances of retaining immediately. He would have gotten away with it, if it wasn't for a meddling sister, which was Izzy Dame, which is, I guess you could say, kayfabe sister of Shawn Spears. This is where she was holding on to his leg, lifted up and made him kick out. But Adriana Wizzo had enough of that disrespectful gesture when they're jumping right over to the steel steps, right to the upper right corner side, which had what's his name? Both Booker T and the homeless man, the Hurricane, was hollering on the top of their lungs, like, yeah, come come on, broads, like let's brawl, like which I hope that doesn't sound offensive, like but that sound like a compliment. But that's where we got Tenix Stacks Lorenzo and Luca Crucifino start fighting Brooks Jensen and that other guy. I'm trying to remember his name. I totally forgot what it was. Like, and that's where the Booker T shouted. Even also shouted Chucky Ducky Quack Quack with Vic Joseph describing this brawl as an all hell breaking loose. Like even with Channing Stacks Lorenzo and what's his name, Brooks Jensen and Luca Crucifino and that bodyguard looking guy, like. And then we got the underboss himself that was saying, yeah, like take that. And this is where the referee then was distracted, telling him to get back in the ring, which the referee must must have been dropped on his head as a baby because like I believe Channing Stacks Lorenzo knows that. That's why he's about to go on the right side too. Like Shawn Spears waited till the perfect time for when the referee had his back turned right in front of him and Tony D'Angelo going on the apron so he could push the referee to Stacks while Stacks accidentally pushed what's his name Tony D'Angelo right off the right corner apron, landing back first right into the chair because he's a chairman first of all, and second of all, like he knows that what's his name Tony D'Angelo have plenty of back problems, so that would have helped him. This is where Tony D'Angelo, this is where Terry Stacks Lorenzo like, oh my god, like no, Don, you okay? This is where fans are like, holy sugar and the iced tea with them immediately. I'm surprised they only did a couple. I'm surprised they only did a couple of chants of that, but this is where we got what's his name Shawn Spears finally got Tony D'Angelo right onto his shoulders, hit him with the Death Valley Driver, which is your boy SNA's finishing maneuver, which is known to be the most dominating move in all of professional wrestling. But this is where once he tried to go for the 3 count, this is where what's the name? Tony D'Angelo immediately kicked out at 2.99, 999, 999, double triple nine minus 1 point away, being 3. With the fans are chanting NXT. This is where we got Shawn Spears like, oh, you're gonna regret kicking out. This is where he started hitting some right hands right on to Tony D'Angelo. This is where. But that's where we got somehow like Shawn Spears trying to go for it again. But even for they're trying to hit it for the second time, which he made a huge mistake of not having a double whammy card, which is not going to strike twice in a row. This is where then he tried to go for the maneuver, but this is where Tony D'Angelo flips right out of it with all the strength we had remaining. This is where he try to hit him with the Wile Bean spine buster, but this is where his back gave out from hitting that chair. And I was like, man, what it could have been if it wasn't for that very horrible chair shot that he took right into the ringside. Here's where Shawn Spears took advantage of the moment. They hit a small package of with his arms wrapped around the legs of Tony D'Angelo that was looking lifeless right now, like for the 1 and the 2, and you will not believe what happened next. We got the 3 count and the new NXT North American champion, which I was like, what the hell just happened here? Like he did not just won. Like we're totally not in total anymore, Kansas. Which I know that's Simon's line, but I would say yeah, this is totally unreal what I'm saying right now. Like, yeah, like yeah, like I guess like he was right to become the new North American champion, but that would not change the mind of the absolute wrestler, like for joining him and becoming a family member of the Spears family. And what your reaction? Were you shocked that Shawn Spears became the NXT North American champion? Leave a comment right down below if so. But yeah, like that was very shocked. That was probably the golden trophy shocker of the night. And like I'm not sure if I should be the one I'm not sure the one to give it the huge congratulations, but I gotta agree that both of these men put on a stellar performance, which I'm giving it the platinum. I'm giving it the platinum moment of the night, I guess you could say. Like for this match alone, like yeah, this. Even though it's not getting the platinum trophy of the best match of the night, but it was a very phenomenal performance. Like shows that if they would have totally would have succeeded, like if this was for the NXT championship, the world championship, right, and the mid card title, like if they did put that title on the line, but it was pretty good, like that they put this title on the line, like considering that Tony D'Angelo was the championship, of course, and they were already generally was in this rivalry. So I think they did a pretty good job making this to the main event. And I was like, too bad it's not like the main roster where they put out the pyro for celebration, like popping out, like pop, 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 pop from left, right, left, top, bottom, front and center, I guess you could say. But yeah, like I'll give a ginormous congratulations to the chairman, like for him finally winning his first ever WWE championship, like first and only championship, like since like he returned, like it's Shawn Spears, like which he had the name over the other company, which I'm not sure if I should mention by name, but for some reason WWE wanted to keep him with that name, like because perhaps they probably see him like as a better star into the situation, I guess you could say. But yeah. But either way, please leave your comment section right down below. Like, and also, I hope you enjoyed this video. And if so, please make sure to give it a like and consider hit the subscribe and the post notification bell for daily SNA videos. And I would say give this overall, like with them getting ready for Madison Square Garden, even a couple weeks NXT, which I think is going to be a pretty totally fantastic show as well. That's going to bring the eyes of WWE fans to watch because WWE just lately just know how to bring in some surprises and some very intriguing moments like happening before our very eyes, like just like they just did right here, like last night with Rhea Ripley, and it's like a Rhea Ripley and Io Sky kind of moment, like with them, like from one title change to another, like they just know how to surprise their audience, like, and hopefully we will see like a much lengthier reign for the chairman, like in the future, and even though this NXT wasn't perfect, like. But I'll still give it 4.5 stars, but for it being like the most, I'll say the best and to the parts of NXT, like whether if it's building things up for the NXT championship and the title for title and the vignettes and the WWE and also like making the tag team division a must see kind of situation, like with them like must do the like this is like a must do matches with the Hardy brothers and Nathan Frazier and Axiom. Hopefully that we will be seeing hopefully we'll be seeing a title for this leads up into a title for title match at Stand and Deliver for both the TNA and the NXT Tag Team Championships, and like whoever wins the women's North American and the NXT Women's Championship, walking out with both titles. Hopefully that they have a very I'll say fantastic lengthy reign for those for the two belts, like with there being either Julia or Stephanie two belts, being like probably the second ever the second ever WWE women's wrestler of doing so, of course. But if it was in other companies like outside of WWE, like this is not the first time or even the last time, or won't be the last overall in wrestling, but because wrestling goes on every single day, 365 days a year. But anyways, but let me know in the comment section right down below on what your thoughts on NXT tonight, and do you think it deserves 4.5 stars, or do you think it's a whole lot less or a whole lot more? Just give me your opinions, and yeah, hopefully that we'll be seeing some more exciting elements and aspects in the future for NXT. And yeah, you get the like, hit the subscribe, post notification bell as well. And also, please make sure to check out my AEW Dynamite review video tomorrow. And also, along with my wrestling news video, which will be on the what's that called? The wrestling news, along with the wrestling news, which will be We're going to be talking about the wildest and intriguing wrestling news stories, rumors that you assassinators need to know, which will be from I'll say, the Sportskeeda article on March 5th, 2025. And follow that with a NXT, AEW Dynamite go home show review video, which I'll tell you, if there's not gonna be no collision like this Saturday, I'll say maybe I'll do the predictions tomorrow, but I think there's gonna be a collision this coming week, and they even probably, and I think they announced that last Saturday, but yeah, let me see like what's gonna be scheduling like. Okay, March 5th, which I'll say we got the rated R superstar Cope, then has like one more victim of the Death Riders that he needs to take care of before he's complete with John Moxley, like which he's going to be going after he takes out him, which I think he's going to take away all that disgusting toxic liquid that's in their veins in their system, which hopefully will be successful here, and then do it again with John Moxley, and then finally become the AEW World Champion, which I'm going to be talking about on my review segment after Collision this Saturday. Next up, we also got Swerve Strickland and Ricky the Dicky going to sign their contracts. Sign their contracts for AEW Revolution. And who do you got is going to be, who do you got that's going to walk out victorious at the crypto.com arena, which I'm going to ask you assassinators in a later day. And also we got and we also got the day, and it's gonna be hosted by AV Devon, if I'm mistaken. AEW Dynamite will be hosted by AV Devon or AD, and we also got Megan Bain and what's her name? Got Megan Bain and Penelope Ford against Kristen Statlander and Thunder Rosa. And who do you think is going to win these two matches? And what's your reaction on this fallout between the former AEW World Champion and the former Intercontinental United States, NXT North American, and WWE Speed Champion? Let me know down in the comment section right down below, which I think is going to be full with chaos. And with Ricky the Dicky will stand up tall, and we all know Swerve is definitely going to be winning that match. And I can't wait to tell you all about it, when it does come to the pass. And we're going to probably see some other elements for build up to their whoever match that's going to be involved in Revolution. That's probably going to be shown on AEW television, and I hope that you assassinators are having a very awesome, and a very, I'll say, terrific Tuesday night, and I hope I'll see you next time, and make sure to stay safe, stay true to yourself, and I'll see you next time with some more SNA content. Until we meet again, Super Ninja Austin, out of here. Bye-bye, my assassinators. Y'all take care, and have a very, very awesome and a very, very, I'll say, safe and I'll say in a very wonderful night. And I'll see you guys tomorrow on the news video. So y'all take care and be good to yourself and believe in yourself as well.